You saw that right. I have my ukulele out. It's the new moon coming up in Aquarius, January 29th, 2025. It's the first new moon, and it's an Aquarius one. It's super cool that it's an Aquarius one because that's new. It's renovating life, starting fresh. And it's rebellious kind of energy. It's about breaking free. And so, of course, breaking free, I'm like, oh, I know a song about that. You want to hear it? Here it goes. I want to break free. You don't need too much ukulele, just a little goes a long way. It's about time we start this video, is it? Yes. This is the good stuff right here. We're right on the edge of something big. Yeah, this is at the end of January. A few things are lining up with the same sort of thematic compatibility. They're bringing in a potential for transformation, for fresh starts. The first thing is the new moon in Aquarius, embracing change. It's the genius energy. It's something that's lightning bolt, comes out of nowhere. Oh, that's interesting. That's what we're talking about. Diving into newness, rebellion, right? So at the same time as this new moon, we have a Mercury-Pluto conjunction. Mercury is the planet of communication and thought and commerce as well. And Pluto is also representative of money. So there may be some shifts in the market around this time. And Pluto is also about transformation, digging deep to mix that with Mercury. That's putting a flashlight in the darkness of our minds, of our conversations, of commerce. It's like shining a light there. This is an energy shift right now that's going to change how we understand everything. Now, to correlate with that, we have a new astrological year for the Chinese zodiac, and that's the year of the wood snake. In Chinese astrology, the wood snake appears every 60 years. And it combines the wisdom of the snake, the transformation, with steady, slow growth of wood. So the last time we had a wood snake was the year 1965. And here we are again in 2025, which is reminding us the transformation, true transformation, isn't rushed. It takes time. Now, the wood snake is about moving thoughtfully. It's about building something that's lasting, putting in the work for the growth, and then having it stick like sticks, wood sticks. Anyway, it's perfectly aligning with Aquarius's traditional ruler, Saturn. And Saturn's been traveling through Pisces for a while. It's going to be there for part of the year. It's kind of where we get to go into the dreamland, and we can bring a Tupperware, or we can bring a bag, or we can bring a sack, I don't know, and put some of those dreams into a structure, into that amazing, beautiful, spacious Piscean love fest and spirit fest, and bring it back out. And then when Saturn goes into Aries later in the year, perhaps we can take that Tupperware and open it up and put that plan into action, that dream into fruition, make it happen. I'm a huge fan of Joseph Campbell. It's hard not to love him. He's just super wonderful in my eyes. And he talks about the snake a lot. If you have not seen The Power of Myth, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Please do yourself a favor and give it a chance, if not for anything but the first part where it's the 70s. Oh man, the 70s intros were like badass. But anyway, beyond that, get through that and just see how brilliant this man is. Anyway, he talks about how the snake is a constant cycle of creation, destruction, and rebirth. One quote that he has in that video, it captures this, is, "The serpent is an image of transformation, the ongoing renewal of life. It represents the unconscious forces that both create and destroy all in one." So I'm reading that, I'm going, whoa. That sounds a lot. Does it remind you of something? It reminds me of something. What about that planet that just happens to be in Aquarius for the next 20 years? It's very Plutonic. You could pretty much just swap out snake for Pluto in that quote, and it works really well. Check it out. Pluto is an image of transformation, of the ongoing renewal of life. It represents the unconscious forces that both create and destroy all in one. That works. This cycle is what makes the snake and Pluto powerful, the renewal. They're not just about destruction. Something grows out of the destruction. Pluto moves really slowly. The wood snake is about sustainable change. And Aquarius is the setting for all of this, for a total shift through something to something new, innovative, revolutionary, electrifying, genius, some kind of change. And this is lasting. It doesn't have to be fast. On January 2021, somewhere in there, somewhere maybe in the halfway point, we had the first Sun-Pluto conjunction, Pluto Cazimi in Aquarius. It's the first one ever for a long, long time. And this is a significant yearly reset of the synodic cycle of Pluto and the Sun. And that's when they go on that the same degree, and they blend as one. In the archetypal universe, Ren Butler says Sun-Pluto principles include intense enthusiasm and drive, a connection with primal natural energies, the interplay of shadow and ego, the struggle for self-conquest, and the surges for creative potency. That's exciting. Creative potency. That's a very Plutonic, wood snake, powerful Aquarian. So there's going to be 18 more of these Pluto Cazimi events in Aquarius, and most likely, I'm willing to bet that our world will look radically different by the time we get to that last Pluto Cazimi in Aquarius in 18, 19 years. So the snake coming in and initiating this can be an excellent ambassador for understanding the metamorphosis over time, this Plutonic Aquarian age that's blooming in the next 20 years. So because of that, I want to do something special and invite you to join me on a tour of the Snake Hall of Fame. I'm just making this up, but like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, whatever. So we're going to pretend there's a Snake Hall of Fame, and we're going to celebrate some legendary serpents who've shaped mythology, culture, ideas. They embody that power of shedding the old to make way for the new. Enter the building. I'm imagining it being very dark and lit by torches, perhaps. The floor has some cool texture to it. The walls maybe have like a snake skin texture. So we're going to enter the first room, and it's the Hindu room where we're going to honor Shisha or Ananta. And Ananta is the serpent that's multiple heads, many, many, many heads. It's the bed of Vishnu, holds up the cosmos, and Vishnu is the protector of the universe. This snake is very important, very protective. And each head on this serpent represents a different path to the divine. It's an aspect or knowledge or consciousness that all goes to that same spot, which I love. I love this because it means we don't all have to believe the same thing. We can all be individual on our own individuation path, our own spiritual journey, have different experiences, and all those heads lead to the same thing. The top of the mountain has lots of roads. Next, we're going to walk into the realm of the rainbow serpent. I'm going to put a picture of this snake that I saw. It's this gorgeous snake. It was in the San Diego Zoo, and the reflection of the light on the skin of this serpent was rainbow. It was so incredible. It was black snake, reflected rainbow. That's the Aboriginal rainbow snake to me. It's this revered figure, a massive serpent that shapes the land. It brings rain, it nourishes the earth. And it really reminds us that transformation is all about creating the right conditions for growth. We have to create the right conditions, or otherwise things aren't going to grow. It's slow, it's a steady force. It's not rushing, but allowing life to bloom in its own time. We're going to encounter next Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent from Aztec and Mayan mythology. Quetzalcoatl is often depicted as a god who blends earth and divine elements, a mix. He's part serpent, part bird. In the myth, he's not just a force of destruction or chaos, but he brings a lot of wisdom. He brings things to humanity, teaches them the arts of agriculture and writing and the calendar and math and astrology, astronomy, whatever. Quetzalcoatl is important, and his journey is one of balance. The wisdom lies in understanding how the divine can work through ordinary things. Next, we're going to encounter my favorite, the Ouroboros. It's an ancient, deeply symbolic image. It's a serpent eating its own tail. It's the infinity loop, and it represents that. That's what it does. It represents the cycle of life and death and rebirth. The Ouroboros is often depicted as an unbroken circle. That's the infinite nature of existence. Transformation in the Ouroboros is not a one-time event. It's a continuous flow, an ongoing process of becoming. And what does that teach us? It teaches us that every moment there's an opportunity for change. There's something that can be shed. There's something that can be incorporated into our life to make our lives happier and better. And there's something that maybe needs to be completed, something that needs to end. And when that happens, it makes way for something new, something larger, something better, and a never-ending flow. Now we're going to turn our attention to the Uraeus, the sacred cobra of ancient Egyptian mythology. And that's the cobra you see crowning the heads of the pharaohs off the top of those cool hats. Anyway, it symbolizes wisdom, authority, protection. So in ancient Egypt, the people believed that this cobra carried a really powerful protective energy, and it was directly connected to the divine rulership. And if anybody was going to attack the ruler, the pharaoh, it would attack first. It would just know. It's depicted as a rearing serpent. So it's kind of a reminder, though, that is the intuitive of that snake. It just knows. And that we have that inner power and authority that we can harness. And when it's aligned with universal truth, then we have a lot more power inside of us. It's involving a profound inner awakening, not just an outer one. And that is connecting to a higher realm, a knowledge that's not only higher that we can't reach, but it's within us. We can reach it very, very much so in ourselves. Thank you for joining me through the Hall of Serpents. This new moon in Aquarius is innovative. Mercury conjunct Pluto is deep thinking about the future, and the wood serpent, along with all the Hall of Fame serpents that we've just talked about, that teaches us that our true transformation cannot be rushed. Can't be rushed. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be sustained over time. And not hold on to it too tight either, because it's about growth. And that wisdom comes when we grow. And then there's balance. And that brings us deep understanding of our own individuation path. All those heads on the snake, we got a lot of choices, got an opportunity there. If you're still here, thank you so much for going through the Serpent Hall of Fame with me. And I do have one little thing I wanted to ask, a little favor, just a personal favor. This is my 4th attempt to get to this point of the video, because I keep getting super emotional. So I'm trying to not be. My little sister, she's only 31. She got diagnosed with breast cancer not too long ago. Trying to start a family, all this stuff. Trying not to get emotional. I'm trying not to get emotional. Anyway, she's having a very big surgery on Monday to, remove the cancer. So if you see fit, if you see it in your heart, something that you would be willing to do to send up a little prayer for my sister, Addie, that she has a successful surgery and it all goes well. Thank you. I got through it without crying too much. All right. I like you just the way you are, and I appreciate you. Have a beautiful new moon, and I'll talk to you soon.